Aloha, this is Eila Allgood at the Center for Becoming You. I'm here today to talk to you about spiritual tools and what do you have in your spiritual toolbox. It's a way to begin to think about what you use to help you to connect with your higher self, your authentic self. And I wanted to start by talking a little bit about, like a real toolbox. I have a toolbox. I have a lot of toolboxes. But there are certain things that I've learned over the years that if I just have these few items in my actual toolbox, I can do many things. For instance, I have a 4-in-1 screwdriver. I have a vice grip pliers or pliers. I have a box cutter or razor cutter. I have a hammer, and I have some hardware, some nails and screws and things like that. And I also have, what else do I have in there? I have a tape measure. Anyway, there's certain tape, duct tape. Oh my gosh, you can't have a toolbox without duct tape because it does so many things. So when I go, say I'm going to change the plate that covers the outlet plate, I can't really do that without a tool. I can't do it with my fingernail. I'll crack my fingernail. So we need tools to do things such as handy person things around the house or apartment or wherever you're looking to do a little fix-up stuff. And similarly, we need to have tools, physical tools, but also spiritual tools in our toolbox for our spiritual evolution, for our ability to connect with our higher self. And I wanted to share a little bit about what I have, and please understand that these are things that I use not all the time, not every day, but they are my spiritual tools, and I share them with you to inspire you to find tools that are right for you. We are all different. And when I work with someone at the Center for Becoming You to help them connect to their higher self, it isn't based on a formula. It's not formulaic, because I use my intuition along with my connection with my spirit team and your spirit team to bring forth the wisdom and knowledge that's going to help you be in touch with you so you can better access that for yourself. This is about empowerment. I am all about empowerment. Empowering you, empowering people to connect to their own intuition, to know what is in their higher self. And what do I mean by higher self? Spirit self, authentic self. There's a lot of terms. They're just words. It's that part of us that connects to the divine energy that exists in the world. Where we are on this physical plane doing day-to-day things, and sometimes we forget that we're this divine being. And these tools that I want to talk to you about today are to help you think about, well, what do I use? What do I already have? And what might I want to add to that so that I can feel more connected to my higher self? And let's just call it higher self today to be simple. So I brought some of my tools. I have, you see back here, I have this beautiful drum. And I used to use that. I would use that in a group to go deeper, to connect, to raise our vibration as a group. But I don't do that for myself. I don't sit here and drum. What do I use? Well, I do use music. I love, love, love music. So that's something I use. And I have different kinds of music. I particularly love, now when I say love, my soul resonates with the sound of Native American flute. I first heard it over 20 years ago, and I find that when I play this, I drop down, I relax. Now, something that I've done, and I do this once in a while, is I bought myself a Native American flute. I don't think it's made by a Native American person, unfortunately. And I have another one up on the wall. And sometimes I'll just play this. I'm never going to be a Native American flute player and doing a circuit with that. But I play it because it resonates for me. So just for instance. Now that Native American flute came with, showed me what notes to play, what things. And I do have a musical background. However, I do that really more intuitively, and it doesn't matter to me if the tones don't work when I'm doing it, because I kind of allow my higher self to connect with spirit and just let things happen. And that is a spiritual tool for me. That helps me to feel more connected to spirit energy. And I mentioned spirit team because I call on my spirit team, spirit guides, spirit teachers, spirit loved ones who have evolved. I'm not calling a spirit loved one who maybe hasn't evolved to a point that they can be part of my team and help me. But I call and ask for the wisdom and knowledge of my spirit team for my greatest and highest good, and that may include angels. It's really what works for you. That's my language. You find your language. All right, another tool I use. In the house, in my house, I have a big crystal bowl. I wasn't going to take that out here today, but I will go around that bowl with the tool that makes it vibrate. And sometimes I put my water in that, and I focus love and gratitude as I'm doing that, because my understanding of crystals, and I did bring one here in my pocket, is that crystals enhance energy, amplify energy. My desire is to amplify the positive energy of love and gratitude and put that into my water and drink that. And it's powerful. It's healing. This is a Zen bowl. This is a little easier to bring here. And you see that vibration. Perhaps that provides a certain resonance within you. And that's what we're looking for with the sounds, whether it's a CD or a crystal bowl. I have something here called Maharishi Gandharva Veda. This is Indian style, from India, music. I like that. Certain times it resonates for me. I learned meditation through the Transcendental Meditation program, and this is connected to that. And meditation is another spiritual tool in my toolbox. Meditation has been part of my life for 30 years, and I don't do it all the time, exactly the way I was trained to do it. I do it the best I can, and I do it regularly because it makes a huge difference for me. When I stopped it, there was a period in time, probably about 18 years ago, I stopped for a whole year. I was like, I'm super spiritual. I don't need that anymore. I have evolved to the point that meditation is no longer necessary. And that was a great thing to try out, to see, had I evolved? What I find is that when I meditate regularly, I am peaceful and centered inside. And what does it mean to be centered? It means that when something happens in my external life, it doesn't toss me to the ground. When somebody says something mean or some horrible thing is happening in the news, when I'm centered, it's like I can hear it. I can hear or experience, not even experience, I can be witness to the pain, the suffering, the negativity, the darkness, and let it go by me and stay centered in my being. That's what it means for me. Spiritual tools. Another spiritual tool that I have used. This is a guided imagery. I don't like to call guided meditations because if you're listening, that's not exactly my experience of meditation. But it is wonderful to have some visualizations where you can maybe take a journey. This one is called Spirit Gathering, and this is through an organization. I have to put my glasses on because, that's just how it is right now, till I heal that. Hemisync. It's through the Monroe, Robert Monroe, the Monroe Institute. Anyway, I use that once in a while as a way to take myself on a journey. And these are spiritual tools that I have here. This is not about me going out to a guided meditation class or a group. I do those things sometimes when I feel a connection to them. I did a whole video about the different cards. Now these are spiritual tools for me because I will open one up and read it, and it will have some messages, whether it's an angel message, an animal message, whether it's the runes card, anyway, whatever it is, it'll provide me a message and it'll give me something to contemplate or to let sit into my soul. What else do I use? When I was diagnosed with uterine cancer, and I needed all my spiritual tools to deal with that. I went back to doing Qigong, something I learned some years ago. And that's physically moving to move energy in and around your body. I believe Tai Chi is like that too. It worked for me. It's not something I do all the time, but I can pick it up and do it if I feel the need. I find it's really important for me to get in nature. That is one of the ways that I connect with spirit outside of me, and my higher self. Sometimes when I'm out there, I talk. I don't know if I'm talking to me. I might be talking to me. I might be talking out an issue. And then I always make an effort to be, simply be, without the doing. We do in our society. We're busy a lot. And it is so important to me to spend time, like my meditation. So for instance, this morning, in preparation for being here to talk to you, I need to get centered. I need to be in connection with my higher self and my spirit team. to be with you, to be doing this, to work with clients. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me to run in from one place and do another thing and another thing. I need time and space in between each thing. So this morning I got up, I meditated. When I took my dogs out, that's my initial connection with nature. If I have time to take a walk, I take a walk. I did this morning. I eat, I nourish my body with good healthy foods, organic foods. And then I do other things like I'm showing you here. I don't do all these things every day. There's more to life than that. There are activities to be engaged in. But when I am outside and it doesn't matter what the weather is. It was raining here this morning. I just bundled up for the rain. When I lived in a place that was super cold, I would just go out for 10 minutes, bundle up, and just get outside and breathe the air and center myself with that air. It's very important to me. I want you to get to know what's important for you. What is it that helps you connect with your higher self? And the only way you can do that is by trying stuff. Now maybe you do a few things. Add another one. Just try it out. Maybe you find it takes you someplace a little different. I was talking to a client recently, and she said, well, I used to meditate. Yeah, I said, do you ever meditate? And I don't ask people that like you should be doing it. I just ask, do you meditate? Have you meditated? She's like, well, I used to meditate, but I don't meditate, but I'd like to meditate. And I understand that. I understand it's not, unless we were raised with it, and this is someone who's 75 years old, maybe she wasn't raised with the idea of meditation. I know I wasn't. I think maybe our younger generation may be a little bit more, it's more in your energy field than other people, or maybe culturally it's different. Where I grew up in New York, people were not talking about meditation. So you in order to try something, in order to do something, it's important to give it time, to give it repetition. So for instance, Qigong, it takes time to learn that, to do it a few times and say, it's not really for me. Look at that first. Before you dismiss something that you are looking to take into your spiritual toolbox, if you are resistant to it, just look at it intuitively and say, well, am I being resistant because I don't want to be bothered? I want to keep things simple. I want to keep things the way they are. Or is it because maybe Qigong doesn't feel good for my shoulder? Okay, maybe you can adjust it so it does feel good for your shoulder and actually heals you. Same with meditation. I've talked to many, many people over the years, students, clients, associates who, I used to meditate, or I have meditated, or I can't sit still for meditation. And I encourage you to look, there's so many different ways to meditate, to give it a chance. Give it a chance. It took me years to get into it. And then it took me years to realize how valuable it was. And even after doing it for many years, like I told you before, I stopped. I thought I was spiritual enough. I don't need to do that anymore. Well, it isn't about being spiritual enough that we don't do that anymore. I always go back to a musician, to someone who is, there it is, playing the ukulele. If you're playing the ukulele, if you're playing a musical instrument, and you don't give it up one day because you say, you know what, I am good enough. I don't need to practice this anymore. I'll just go play once in a while when I feel like it. I've done that with the ukulele because um, I kind of got tired of it, and but I can't remember most of the chords anymore. So it's important that whatever thing you pick up that's new, that you stick with it. Give it a chance. Give it many, many, many times. And be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with the process. Be as kind to you as you might be to somebody else, as you might be to your friend, your parent, your sister, your brother, your child. Be that gentle with yourself as you go through this process. And I wanted to take a look at my list to make sure I didn't forget anything. Yeah, so just a couple of other things was yoga. Many, many people do yoga. Now there's something I have tried. I haven't tried. I've done it many times, and it does not resonate for me at this point in my life. Will it? Maybe. I kind of like something that, anyway, I like the things I'm doing. I'm open to that, but I haven't enjoyed the class experience with it because I can't do anything near what anyone else does. And unfortunately, when I'm in a class, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at everybody around me and I'm like, oh boy, I am lame. And if you're like that, gosh, let's be kind to ourselves, huh? Uh, but I went to restorative yoga for a while. Restorative yoga was fabulous. I loved it. I would be doing it today if it didn't conflict with my radio show that I do, because it was very relaxed pace. It was restorative. It was about peacefulness and slow and gentle, gentle, gentle movements. And that works for me. So yoga is another thing. And some people find it very centering to do exercise. You know, we're all vibrating at different levels and at different times. Sometimes we are full of energy. And when we're full of energy, maybe we need to do some exercise to keep that energy moving. Or maybe we're not full of energy and we need to bring that energy in and get our bodies. And by getting our bodies moving, we can connect with our higher self. The point is, there isn't one tool and there isn't one way. I'm not here to dictate anything to you. I am here to encourage you to look at what might work for you. I've given you some ideas today about what to put in your spiritual toolbox. I hope you'll meditate on that, focus on that, think about that, do a little research on that, and find something that works for you, because in this program, the Center for Becoming You is really meant to help you be your greatest, grandest self in this life, to have joyful and meaningful moments, more than what you're having now, to have better understanding, to feel peaceful inside yourself. How amazing is that? Yeah. If you want to check out my website, it's EilaAllgood.com. Of course, you have to put those www.EilaAllgood.com. There's an application there if you want to work with me. Yeah, I have a Facebook page, Center for Becoming You. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. I wish you peace, and I wish for you to become you, to continue becoming you, as I am, as we all are, as we move through this gift we have been given called life. Aloha. Until next time.